Welcome to Today in the Archive, and today we're going to start with February 28th. February 28th earliest is 2009, and this must have been plain Pictionary, I would guess, and this was taking a picture of somebody's. I don't know what prompt it was. Maybe we could guess, but I doubt it. Maybe tickling armpits? That would be my best guess. Anyways. Oh, looks like the same day. Starlit Platoon played at the VFW. I think that's what this is, VFW. Ray Darter in that sick Norma Jean shirt. I wish I still had mine. I had that shirt, but don't anymore. And Norma Jean, they toured. They're touring "Oh God, the Aftermath" album this year, and they did not bring that shirt, and that is just a shame because why wouldn't you? That is one of the better shirts of their history. Duncan Grant's on the drums, my ex-brother-in-law. Corey Keller on bass. He now lives in Enid because he met Lauren in Enid and married her. Lives there now. He's thriving, doing all sorts of cool things. I was learning in 2009. I was like learning how to use long exposure and flash to make all these trails. So it would flash, but then the shutter would stay open. So you could still get part of a crisp, clean image, but then light trails and things. Seeing if I knew anybody. That is Lauren. And I do know this guy. Misplacing his name now, though. One of those low ceiling creates its own vibe. This is Brandon Estelle, who is now my uncle of, what's that now? 2009. Well, so he's married he's my uncle in these photos because I think they got married the month after us. But so me and Duncan and a few others were in a band called Regaining Jerusalem, and Starlit Platoon came to Enid, and we opened for them. And my Aunt Tracy came to the show to support me and thought that Brandon Estelle, the lead singer of Starlit Platoon, was attractive, and she wanted to take a photo with him, and he thought she was attractive, and she forgot. She was like, "Can I take a photo with you?" And he said yes. And then she's like, "Oh, I forgot my camera. It's at home." And he said, "I'll wait." And so she literally went home. At least, it would have taken at least 20 minutes, like there's no way it took less than 20 minutes for her to go home and come back. And he's like standing in the parking lot in front of the band van, waiting to leave. And she shows up, they take their photo, obviously exchange information of some sort. And a year or so later, he is now my uncle. And they have moved to Tulsa last year. They have 5 children now, and he's a forever part of the family. Okay, now we skip to 2011. This is where our update on where we're at in our Craigslist barter situation. And from the last update, I think we had already gone through most of this. That to the dual deck, we got a paintball gun, and I don't know if I think the parentheses must be what I think they're worth versus the non-parentheses are what I got out of it. No, because obviously I traded this and they're okay. Anyways, traded that projector for those tires we saw in a previous video and got 300 cash out of those. That amp is where I got that, went to the Bully Dog. Yep, and I was right. This Bully Dog, the guy who had this more expensive one, he needed the one that I had, so he traded me a more expensive one for the one that I had. And it looks like he traded me an air compressor and that more expensive Bully Dog. So that was the air compressor that also saw in previous archive. And I think I just kept that air compressor because, it's nice to have a little air compressor around. Got rid of it later, obviously, but I guess it may not be obvious to you, but I don't have it anymore, so had to have gotten rid of it. That hard drive, yeah, we were already here. So looks like the update on our journey here was got the paintball gun, sold the tires, and our Bully Dog air compressor situation. Next year, 2012, the Hunger Games. Is this the first one? Yeah, must be. Because I would imagine that it wouldn't say just the Hunger Games. It would say whatever I forget what the subtitles are. Is it subtitle? Is that a dual? Because there's subtitles on the bottom of the screen, but then tagline, right? Or subtitle. Well, anyways. Obviously, we went to see the Hunger Games, 2012, 2012, and that must have been the first one. And next year, 2013, old Optimus snuggling with his snuggle toy. The next year, we're getting our grout cleaned, and this was a sample to show us what it would look like if they cleaned the grout for us. Of course, they do that in the middle of the kitchen so that you're basically locked in that you need to clean it. But what a huge difference look at that grout. That made a huge difference in the way that our kitchen looked, getting that done. 2014, it looks like I got my wisdom teeth out that day. That was the first time that I went under drugs, and I have zero memory of getting home. That was the first experience that I had of like a blackout situation. That I don't even know if I've had another experience where I remember going under and being like, I remember saying like, oh, I get why people like drugs, and then conking out. And then the next thing I remember is being here on my couch. No memory of waking up, getting in the car, being driven home, any of that. And the side that's swollen so bad is this side. I got them out of both sides, but uh, this, like, touching my lip right here. This is 2014. It's now 2026. So 12 years later, this is still has that kind of numb, tingly feeling when I touch it. Like, I don't notice it whenever I'm not touching it, and I don't even think I don't think it's even that I'm just used to it and my brain is just ignoring it. I don't believe that the numb sensation is active unless I'm touching it. But because so it's 12 years ago. So 24? Yeah, I'm about to be 25. That's weird. Because I thought I was much older, because they just said, like, because I was older, the roots of those wisdom teeth had gone and wrapped around the nerve, and so that's why it was so much more swollen on that side, because this one wasn't grown as much, this one, as this one, and why it caused uh, some permanent nerve damage. 2015, just taking a picture of some of my coffee table books. Must have just picked this one up. I think I actually picked up, I'm almost positive I picked up this Modern Living book at the Holland Hall Book Fair that was in yesterday's archive, I think. 2015, so same day, taking some pictures in the snow. Being silly. Same day, we went to Jordan's whatever you call this, drawing illustration workshop, and this was my result. Which is bad. Not as in the moment I felt it was really, really bad, just because in comparison to the people, because we were trading with people of I gave a prompt to somebody else and they gave me a prompt, and then we drew these for each other, and just mine was so much worse than the people around me, so I felt really bad about it. uh I don't, looking at it now, I don't think it's good, but it just doesn't come with the emotional trigger as it did then. But that does make me, I've been wanting to meet with Jordan about my vibe coding project, because he's an incredible developer, and also just incredible creative director and designer who designed Anthropic's new website. Then we got stuck in the snow, and there was a car that was passing us on this road, and I got a little too far over and slid into the ditch, and we were just on the edge. But if I tried to creep forward to get out of it, we would just slide further and further down into the ditch. And so I just stopped. This guy in this big truck, he was going the other direction. He pulls over. He doesn't have any tow straps or anything like that, but I have those ratchet straps that I think are from IKEA in the back of the car. So take a ratchet strap around my car, put it around his tow hitch, and he's like on the phone talking to somebody, and he just like um, sits there, and I tell him to go, and he pulls us out. From 2015, the next February 20th is in 2019. I'm in New York City, and I either have just finished. I would imagine I normally took pictures of the books whenever I finished, but I was reading The Devil in the White City, which is a very good book about the creation of the FBI, essentially. And then from 2019, we're skipping to February 2020, and this is move out day of Portland. This is our Portland apartment, empty. Everything's gone. I've patched the holes. Our last portrait or selfie or whatever, as we're leaving town. That right there could summarize most of our marriage. As you can see, Sarah's not so into it. The van packed up to the gills. We could not fit anything else in there. We had a moving company take the rest of the stuff. This is like Sarah's. We are loaded down with Sarah's books and everything else that we could fit into the van, and then everything else went with the moving company. That is our balcony right there. This is a Wamsutter 7:03, 12:31 a.m. Interesting. I could have sworn I took this photo in Portland. No, I guess not. I could have swore that was in Portland, but on our way back, I took this photo, and I'm making a t-shirt for City Church out of that hand-painted random sign. 2022, I think this is just a work thing that I saved. I think probably our first time participating in Lent, 2022. Might have been 21. But 23, this is at the new church. Also, our Lent, this is just a sermon clip. 2023 still. Oh, taking a picture of that wall because of the art that I wanted to get for that, which is now there. The Prodigal Son painting. Taking a picture of this so I can get new signage of kids check-in station there, which is now installed. 2023 still a photo of the kids area tech, which looks so much cleaner than it does now because it's a disaster in there right now. taking a picture of this wall for the Clean Hands. Nope, this is for the Clean Hands murals. This is for the Museum of City Kids graphic mock-up. Also, this wall was completely torn down later. 2023, I'm mapping out to Austin, Texas. Yeah, it must have been 23 whenever I went to Austin for my birthday and South by Southwest. So, must have been sending my dad a screenshot of how far the drive is. February 2023, dancing at I don't know where that's at because I don't recognize this. That's not an immediately recognizable landmark of where I normally go. So not quite sure. 24 looks like I am catching my flight at 5:27 in the morning to LA by myself, my first solo flight and trip. This is my Motel 6. Whenever I arrived, they had these fancy towel swans at this Motel 6. Just trying to get the right photo. This was a visual outside of that Motel 6 because somebody in the neighborhood was murdered in cold blood right outside. And it had just happened too because there were, I don't know, maybe not like in a couple days, but at least recently because there were people hanging out in this spot and lighting these candles every day that I was there. Walking around Hollywood, just doing some street photography in LA, getting back into the mood. This was a burrito spot that I stopped and ate at. And then I went on to some museums, which that was the most fruitful part of the whole trip, was the inspiration I got from going to the Broad and LACMA and others. This Jeff Koons balloon sculpture. Jackson Pollock. A whole exhibit of his name's just on the tip of my tongue. I loved seeing this. Was awesome though, the whole exhibition. Oh man, what was his name? What is his name? It's like right. Yeah, Roy Lichtenstein. Even couldn't read that, but just the shape of it gave me the memory back. Roy Lichtenstein. And then Oklahoma guy moved to LA. Dang it, his name isn't. Edward Roche. Ed Roche. Love his stuff too. This looks like a fisheye lens, but the actual canvas is bloated and not square. The right people, those other people, paintings of those books framed with the painting, which is such a cool concept. Also, commentary. I guess they aren't actually paintings of those books because the titles look different. Yep, interesting. Ellsworth Kelly. I'm a fan of Ellsworth Kelly's work. And that is a great one. A lot of depth to the build. Infinity mirrored box. I think it's just constantly changing color in there. Michael Jackson and Bubbles, right? And this is also Jeff Koons. Pretty sure. Yeah, it is. I'm confident of that. Next to the other Jeff Koons. I think Jeff is inspirational in like the way that he just produces a lot of work, and he produces a lot of work with apprentices and collaborators, and basically he concepts and creates the model or the design or whatever, and then other people, maybe the hands that create it, but that's a Jeff Koons, and I agree with that. Kenny Scharf. I was stroked by just the energy and vibrancy of this painting, and like the doodle nature next to really detailed. It's like it's so dimensional and 3D and interesting. Keith Haring, two pregnant ladies. The big table. I saw a video the other day of a guy's grandpa took an edible and just like couldn't handle himself seeing that big table and chair. Was like crying, laughing, like around the corner, and would just like peek around the corner and just like could not handle looking at it. Yep. You are a very special person. These were cool. I mean, it's like that's not a painting. I mean, it is painted, but it's a sculpture, I guess. I don't know what the placard medium would have said, but hung up and looks like she's looking out the window at you. What a great photograph. I mean, incredible. And to be that large, yeah, so incredible to look at. Same with this one. Not as striking necessarily as this one, but similar. And being able to look at it in huge scale and get and like see all the details. This was a cool piece. I thought that was probably a video. This one is. I think those were like headlines or police reports. something of that nature. A peek into the storage of art that is currently not on display. I think there was a window in the stairwell that let you see into this. Yeah, loved all the neon pieces. Barbara Kruger. That's a big yes and amen for me on that one. More Ed Ruscha. Yeah, very interesting. Just like a splatter painting deconstructed then reconstructed in a different order is what it makes me think. It could have been splatter painted a bunch of different squares and then just put them together. But Barbara Kruger again. It's our pleasure to disgust you. Forget heroes, forget morality, forget innocence, forget shame, forget taste, forget common sense, forget desire. This was a very cool self-portrait of a photo taped on a mirror, then a self-portrait taken in that mirror. Mirror study. Paul Page, probably, I don't know if that's a silent M. Sepuya. I like this letter a lot. I'm not going to read it. Very interesting piece. Frank Gehry. The Disney Concert Hall. Designed by Frank Gehry. Beautiful. Oh, and then we're to 2026. I did not take any in 2025 on this day. I took this video. No, let me show you the best one. This one is such a good video. Lucked out on this moment. So much happening. Yeah, so cool. I did not do this for a few days, so I'm going to go to February 29th now. And on today in the archive on February 29th, we start in 2016, and this is a big team at the Tulsa Aquarium playing some games. Got Tiffany Bruner in the back there. Matt playing Mr. Nace. Why is his first name escaping me? John Grogan, and that is Uncle Phil, Travis, Ryan Nace. Yep. Skip to 2016. Now we're in Iceland on our 2016 Europe backpack trip. Yeah, it must not have been on that day. I don't know if I'm saving the photo, what's happening, but on the drive back, drive home, I suppose, leaving Portland, Me in that mirror. We made it to Oklahoma. Skipping 2024, we're still in LA. We're at a different museum now. This was just a cool light gradient piece. It's like I just feel like it'd be so cool to do something like that at City Church. I have to figure out Miracle Mile lightwork. This was a very cool piece too. Just this huge metal ribbon. Yeah, I took videos because the photos don't really do it justice. It's insane. Literally immersive. That's only part of it. You can see it in the background of this. Yeah, giant. Picasso sculptures. Diego Rivera. This little stained glass was so cool. Oh, that's the stained glass. Theo van Doesburg. I need to write that down because I think Theo. Oh, I bet I could copy and paste it in this new fandangled world. Oh, okay. It did not. There we go. Yep. Very wild desk and chair. I think this was the same Theo van Doesburg. And there's the treachery of images in IRL. This is not a pipe because this is a painting of a pipe. Georgie O'Keeffe. Oh yeah, this was like a. I wonder if I have. Oh, okay. Yeah, hopefully this shows the entrance. Or I might just be doing this room because I love this room. If this was my living room and I just had like my couch and everything just set up in the middle. Yes, please. Oh yeah, right there. Those are the doors. So you go in that green door. So you're just in this gallery and okay. Well, you go in that green door and this is what you walk into. It's like you would there's like no indication that there's a whole room behind the gallery you're in. And then you go into there, this first kind of hallway. Maybe this will show it. Crazy. walk-in assemblage, Central Meridian. Yeah, there we go. So you walk in that green door and you walk out of the other one. That attendant is there just to make sure that there's only a certain amount of people in there at a time. I like the sculpture. Just taking some photos. This was a mural that is being painted and then was going to be in the LA River, I think is what it was going to be. But giant, and right there's a big roll, and they're like, just as they paint it, they let it, as they're done, they roll it up. Pretty crazy. I wonder if this building is done. The giant boulder. That building. Yeah, I'd imagine 2024. It's now been 2 years, so quite possibly done. Oh, the lamppost outside, the La La Land lamppost. This and traffic cone. Katie Porter for Oscar, Best Actor, Katie.com. This garden was beautiful. I forget what that is, but I thought they were constructing it, but my Uber driver or somebody was saying it was already open. It had already been open for a while, but so I guess they're just doing they were moving lights or screen or something. This was the piece that inspired my Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the fiery furnace painting I did. Isn't that crazy? That red board right there, leaning up against the wall, is what turned into a painting. This is insane. So very cool. Giant metropolis. Look at that thing. Yeah, so cool. Inside my Motel 6, out the window. Just taking some street photos. Nothing too crazy. Just kind of getting into the mood, the vibe. A lot of misses. I think these guys are hustling off-brand. This is what I was there for, Mosaic Conference, which I really enjoyed. They lost this building since then. I'm pretty sure that was the last. Well, I guess they could have had it in 2025. But landlord kicked them out in some way, or either astronomically raised the rent or wanted to make more money and give it to a non-church or something. Live Nation headquarters. Treat people with kindness. Do you know who you are? Harry Styles. Magic Castle. I walked by them twice when I was going the other direction. Yeah, Mosaic Conference. I think this was the first night, the kind of worship. Yeah, this definitely was pre-prayer worship night situation. I took a picture of this Love All Serve All at this, what was a Hard Rock Cafe or something, because our youth group at Eden First Assembly, whenever Pastor Jim came, that's ended up being the mission of 24/7 youth. Love all, serve all. So we had on our t-shirts and stuff. This nightclub was awesome. Went dancing that night, and these chandeliers went up and down. Yeah, that was a very, very cool nightclub. Must be saving. I don't know why these showed up again. Oh, wait, because we're at the end. Yeah, so that is February 28th and 29th. It's March 2nd today. I haven't done this for a few days, so I'm just putting all these in one video. March 1st. There we go. Now we're getting back there. Actually, I'm gonna end this one here, and I'll do another video of these